This video is sponsored by Motion Pillow. Welcome everyone, it is Andrew here from AppleInsider, and we are talking again about using mice and trackpads with your iPad and the latest iPadOS 13.4 update. Now, we have already gone into this a little bit, going through the basics, how to connect it, how to use it, all the little nuances, a lot of the basics, so go ahead and check out that entire video if you want to know the basics and how to get started and all the gestures. What we're going to look at here is how to go even further, kind of the advanced settings and how to really customize your experience on your iPad. So to start off, we're going to jump into the settings. We've already connected our mouse and our trackpad, and we've looked at these settings before. Under General, there's the trackpad and mouse settings for your tracking speed, enabling that secondary click, the right click functionality, and turning on or off natural scrolling. But for this video, we're going to dive into the accessibility menu within settings, and that's where we can get a little bit more nuanced in what we're going to change. So first up, we have the ability to increase the contrast of our pointer or our cursor. It's a little bit hard to see, but you can tell that there is increased contrast depending on whether you're on a light or dark surface. So you can see it's a little bit darker here when it's on a light surface. We move over to the dark area, it's a little bit lighter. Again, on and off, you can definitely see the difference. So if you find the cursor is a little bit too hard to spot, go ahead and turn on that increased contrast. It'll make it subtly easier to see without being crazy. Now, if it's way too hard to see, you can also put a color ring around the outside. Add a blue ring, red, green, yellow, orange, or even a white one, whatever you want to go with. But it just adds that stroke around the cursor itself, makes it a little bit easier to spot. You don't have to have it this thick either. So if you go down to the bottom, you have this option for stroke size. And as you increase or decrease that, the stroke or the thickness of that colored ring will increase or decrease appropriately. So if you just want to add like a subtle ring around there, make it a lot smaller, makes it a little bit easier to see without being kind of ostentatious or extremely bright. But again, for me, I'm just going to keep that off. Moving down, you can increase the pointer size. So especially if you're doing something like a presentation, you may want to bring this even larger. And as you do, when you hit that halfway mark, you're going to notice the little additional point there in the center. So that tells you exactly where it is. So you can still keep this precise. So this is still a precise pointer, but the pointer itself is very large, so you can easily see where it is. So that's another cool little trick if you want to make sure you're able to see, or you're getting a presentation, want to make sure everyone in the audience is able to see where your cursor is moving around. And then finally, at the bottom, you have scrolling speed. You can increase or decrease this based on your own preference. One thing we've heard a lot about is the pointer animations. Now, I'll preface this saying I like the pointer animations. I really do. But I know a lot of people, some prominent people, do not like them. So we're going to first show you what those are and kind of how it adjusts. So right now, the pointer animations are on. And as you can see, as I move up toward these button icons, the cursor will morph into that button and kind of move around, get a little bit of a parallax effect going on. Now, if we turn that pointer animation off and go back to the Notes app, you can see the buttons are still highlighted, but the cursor no longer jumps and takes the form of that, no longer animates into that button itself. So it's a little less jarring. It just really depends on your preference. If you don't like the cursor completely disappearing and turning into the buttons, then stick with it this way and just turn that animation off. Again, for me, I do like that animation, so I'm going to go ahead and leave that toggled on. Before we get much further into all of the features that you can customize and enable for your mice and trackpad, I want to thank our sponsor once more for this video, Motion Pillow. That's right, this is actually a smart pillow. This is kind of crazy. So this is a memory foam pillow. You just replace your normal pillow with this. It's extremely comfortable, super soft. It's got a replaceable cover on the outside. There are no electronics in here. There's actually a series of airbags. And as you sleep, if you start snoring, it will detect that in your nightstand side box. It'll hear you snoring, and then it will inflate the airbags to kind of gently adjust your head while you are sleeping until you stop snoring. Once you stop snoring, the airbags go back down. Basically, just will subtly move you as you sleep. You won't even notice it, to help just prevent you from snoring. It's really cool. You can track all of your snoring habits through the app, so you can see how it's actually affecting you and reducing your snoring. And it is possibly the only pillow that's out there that could potentially save your marriage. So if you are snoring or you have a partner that snores, be sure to check out Motion Pillow. You can find a lot more information down below in the description. Now, let's look at more ways that you can customize your mouse, your trackpad, or your keyboard with iPadOS 13.4. So here we are, we're back on our iPad, jumping back into the accessibility settings, this time going into the touch menu instead of those pointer controls. So here, inside of the touch menu, we can turn on assistive touch. So that does have to be on for any of these additional features to kind of come into play. So make sure you turn that on before you go in and change any of these settings. So first we have devices. Now you can see that I have my mouse connected, it'll show up on the list, and you can go ahead and customize additional buttons, like that right click. So that button pops up, I press the right hand button on my mouse, and it shows up as button 2, and I can assign that button to anything that I want. It can pull up the dock, it can run a shortcut, it can do a single tap, or in this case I can open my app switcher. So very easy just to get to the app switcher using my mouse. Or I can use it to access Control Center. Very easy to demo there, just right click on the mouse and Control Center will open up. Another really neat option to show off is hot corners. So if we go down to the bottom here, we have to turn dwell control on. So dwell control does need to be enabled for hot corners to take effect. So you need hot corners, dwell control, and assistive touch to use any of this. But basically it just does what it does on your Mac. You go into those corners and it'll run whatever you want it to run. It can be running any of the Siri shortcuts that you've created. All of those appear inside of a list, such as finding my Apple TV remote whenever I move into that top left-hand corner. The right corner will open up Control Center, my bottom left will take me to my home screen, and just hovering in that bottom right corner will again enable the app switcher. So it really just depends on what your preferences are, but you do need to enable that first, then you just run into those corners and those will take effect. So we're going to go back, turn on dwell control, and right now the dwell time is set for 1 second. So you hold it for a second and that animation or that feature will run. So you can decrease that down. I think a half a second is a good amount of time, but as you can see, easily going into my app switcher that way, top left hand corner, it's going to run my Siri shortcut for finding my Apple TV remote, really whatever you have those set to. So it's a really easy way to navigate around your iPad with just using your mouse. The real bummer is it does have to have dwell control on, which means it can click around on your screen otherwise, and I don't like that all that much because it just tries to click every time that you pause moving. So hopefully in the future Apple will separate hot corners out from dwell control because it does really make the mouse experience even better. And you have to have assistive touch on, which means you have that little button on your screen at all times. So two kind of annoying things with hot corners, but it is a really nice feature and I'd love to see Apple explore that further. Next, this is not necessarily a mouse feature, but I really wanted to point it out. It's kind of related, which is for keyboards. You can now enable full keyboard access. With this turned on, you can control your iPad completely using your keyboard. Whenever hardware keyboard is connected, you can tap around the screen, go into menus, everything you need to do just using the keyboard. So very nice accessibility feature there, really good power user trick as well. So that is it. Those are the additional ways that you can customize your mouse, your trackpad, and even your keyboard to really make it your own and be a power user on your iPad. Let us know what you think down below in the comments, and thank you again to our sponsor for this video, Motion Pillow. Hey everyone, did you guys like that video? Be sure to click on that like button so we can create content that we know that you guys want to see. And follow Apple Insider on all social media channels. If you want the best prices on any Apple gear, check out the Apple Insider price guide that is updated daily. And until next time, we'll see you later.